Let me introduce my family tree. My first generation, my grandpa and my grandma, comes out with the second generation, which is my mother was the first child, my first auntie, my first uncle, second auntie, and my second uncle. My mother had 2 kids, which is me and my brother. My first auntie had 4 kids. My first uncle had 3 kids. Second auntie had 3 kids. And my second uncle had 2 kids. My first auntie had 1 son and 3 daughters. First uncle, he had 1 son, 2 daughters. My second auntie have 3 daughters, and my second uncle have 2 sons. And we are the 3rd generation. The first generation, they receive informal education. The second generation receive formal education, as well as the 3rd generation. So analysis. Okay, let's analyze the first generation. The first generation, they have 1 female and also 1 male. Second generation, we have 3 females and 2 males. The 3rd generation, we have 9 females with 5 males.
No, add up. No. My first generation is made up of my grandpa and my grandma. On my second generation is made of my mom, my first uncle, second uncle, first auntie, and second auntie. On my 3rd generation, which is my generation, my mom gave birth to 3 children, my brother, myself, and my sister. Well, my first uncle has got 2 kids. My second uncle has got 2 kids as well. And my first auntie has got 1 kid. And my second auntie is not married. Okay, let's talk about education. My first generation has got informal education, while my second generation has got formal education until primary level, and my 3rd generation has got formal education as well, till college normally. And yeah, let's analyze the gender. My first uncle has got 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl. My second uncle has got 2 girls, and my first uncle has got 1 girl. The first generation has got 1 male and 1 female. My second generation has got 3 females and 2 males. My 3rd generation has got 5 females and 3 males. As you can see, the females are always more due to the statistic, and the education level is increasing.
The story starts in 1933. My grandpa was born in Thailand, while my grandmother was born in China. In the year of 1940, China encountered poverty, so my grandmother decided to move to Thailand and work as a rubber tapper, while my grandfather was a fisherman. After 3 years, he changed his job as a rubber tapper because the boat sank in the bad weather. In the the year of 1963, my grandparents met each other in rubber plantations and fell in love, then get married. After they married, they moved to Nakhon Sin Thamarat, Thailand, and my mother was born. In 1967, my mother moved to Songkhla and learned cooking. In Betong, my mother met my father, and then they fell in love. My mother moved to All-Star and get married with my father. After 1 year of marriage, my parents moved to Langkawi because my father owned mechanic workshop. In 1995, I was born, and after 3 years, my brother was born. In 2013, I moved to KL for my further study.
Jason's mother's side. Okay, now back to the year 1943. Yep. My grandfather was born in China, while my grandmother was born in Malaysia. In the year 1958, my grandfather moved to Malaysia at the age of 15 and worked as a contractor to get a better living. In the year 1963, in that year, my grandmother started selling movie tickets in the cinema. And one day, my grandfather went to the cinema to watch movie. And that's how they met each other and fell in love. They then gave birth to 2 kids and had a great family. In the year 1987, my parents met each other. My father was selling dim sum in the younger days. He was helping my grandfather out in his business while my mom was studying. And one day she went to the dim sum shop for dim sum. And that's how they met each other. Later on they got married and they gave birth to a child, the first child. And they had a happy family.